guys? Welcome to Junie Live and Williams Adventures. We're back from the Philippines, and we got another subject that we think might be interesting to you this evening. We thank you for our subscribers, we thank you for our followers, and we appreciate you subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, and joining our channel. But we wanted to talk about a subject today that one of our subscribers asked us a question, and we thought it was a pretty good question. And this is the question that he asked, guys. He said, William, is it better to meet a girl online and come to the Philippines? Or is it better to come to the Philippines by myself and meet a girl in person? That was the question, guys. Should he talk to a girl online initially and then come to the Philippines and meet her? Or should he just get on the plane, come to the Philippines on vacation, and meet in person? That's what we're going to talk about. And we appreciate you subscribing. Give us a thumbs up. And those that would become a channel member, feel free to join. You'll see it down in the subscription. Guys, we appreciate all our members and subscribers. So we're going to talk about that. What's the better option, guys? I've talked to quite a few guys and a few females that said they were coming to the Philippines. And that's a good question. I know that when I met Junie Lee, I met her online. But as you know, if you follow any of the vloggers in the Philippines, there's millions upon millions of eligible Filipinas that are in the Philippines. And there's pluses and minuses to both ways, guys. If you were to go on one of the dating apps and you meet a Filipina and you talk to her for a couple months, some guys even a couple years, and they call that girl their girlfriend even though they haven't met in person. I don't. Until you've met in person, I don't consider it a girlfriend. I consider it someone that you're talking to, you're dating. Because guess what, guys? Anybody can act like the person that you want them to be if you're only talking online. And it may be really good. I met my wife now online and that worked out. But I did meet her in person 3 separate times. So the question is, what's the better way? Quite a few guys have let me know by message in our comments. And feel free to comment, guys, that they're coming within the next 90 days or 6 months or 90 days. And what's the better way? Well, let's look at both ways, guys. Let's talk about it. And those of you that have tried either way, feel free to chime in and comment. We read all the comments, Junie Lee and ourselves, and we answer. Remember that if you become a member, your comments will come personally to us and we can answer you if you have personal questions or you need to know some real information to help you get to where you're going in the Philippines. We'll be glad to. You join, we'll be glad to answer those questions there. But comment, guys. Let's talk about the perks to meeting online first. If you met online, you kind of get to know that person. You might talk for a month, 2 months. I never advise talking for a year or 2 years before you come. When I met Junie Lee, I talked to her for 60 days, and then I came to meet her. I didn't want to have a long online dating process, and I made sure that I didn't actually go on to that website, Filipina Cupid, till I had my ticket already. I was coming in within 60 days. So everybody's different, but that's what I had done. And that way I was able to tell the girls that I met at the time, I'm going to be there soon. So that cut down on the scammers and those that was asking for money and all this kind of stuff. Those are all red flags, guys. If you get online and a girl's asking you for money and she hasn't even met you yet, well, you know that's a red flag. Sometimes the girls don't ask you for money. They just set up scenarios that they're in distress and they hope that you'll become a white knight and give them money. And a lot of guys have fell for that, and a lot of guys have lost a lot of money. Never send money to somebody you haven't met in person, guys. That's our motto here at Junie Lee and Williams Adventures. Feel free to comment, as I said. So there are perks to meeting online first. You feel like you know the girl that you're going to meet, the Filipina that you're going to meet. You'll kind of be orchestrated in where you're going. Most planes come into Manila. Very few come into Cebu. They usually are routed through Manila. I came from JFK. Depends on what part of the U.S. or the Canada or Europe you're coming from. But most flights come to NAIA, which is the huge airport in Manila. And it's big like JFK, guys. It's huge. And Mactan is the better airport for being able to get around. It's newer, and it's easier to navigate. But most flights come in through Manila at NAIA Airport. And so maybe she's meeting you there if she knows how to get around. Depends on where you met your LDR, long distance relationship, at. If she's in one of the provinces, she's going to have to come a ways to meet you in Manila. If you've never been to the Philippines before, then that's going to be an undertaking for you, because it's culture shock when you first get off the plane, guys. It's going to be like a brand new world to you. Take my word for it if you've never been here before. So there are advantages to a long distance relationship and meeting a girl online. For our subscribers that have asked that question, you're planning to come over in March, you're planning to come over in February. By the way, January to March are great times to come. It's the dry season. There's hardly much rain during that March, February time. It's a little cooler, maybe 80 instead of 90. The islands are all accessible because there's usually no typhoon. It's not typhoon season. So it's prime season to come for vacation, especially when it's cold in the eastern part of the United States. It's a good getaway to come to a place where there's nothing but coconut trees and white sand, blue water on all these islands, guys. Tens of 20s of hundreds of islands to go to. And they're all inexpensive, guys. The highest thing you'll pay for is the plane flight. As I said in another video, if you want to see some of the islands, look at some of our other videos. We took some tours of those islands, and you can look through them and see some of those places. We'll be doing more videos about that. But let's get back to our point. I would say there's not a wrong way, there's not a right way, but there is a more preferred way. I believe that meeting in person is a good way. If you would come here and you're able to navigate getting on the plane, wherever you're coming from, and you get to Manila, or if somehow you're coming from the West Coast and you're able to get to Mactan Airport in Cebu, and there's plenty girls in the malls, plenty Filipinas that are glad to meet foreigners. They're foreigner friendly. Doesn't matter whether you're black, you're white, whatever nationality you are, they're friendly to everybody. Every Filipina has their personal preference, but they love foreigners, period. Doesn't matter the color or nationality. There's somebody here for you guys. So to the question of online or in person, there's the perks to being in person, because that way, a lot of times when you meet a Filipino online, especially if she's young, between 20 and 25, if they're older than that, you would think they're more mature, but not if they're from the province. Sometimes they've never left that area, and they're going to bring chaperones with them, sometimes the whole family. I've heard times of girls pulling up, guys have been talking to online, and they had a van of 12 family members with them when he met them. And so those kind of things happen all the time here. A lot of the Filipina girls are old-fashioned guys, and they're going to meet you with all their family. Might be the extended family. So there's perks to knowing somebody before you get here, which would be the online situation. For those of you that like to talk online and you feel like that's something that gives you pleasure in doing while you're still waiting to come, you're getting to talk to that girl. The downside to that is you may talk to that Filipina for months, maybe even a few years. I wouldn't advise that, but some do. And you get to meet her finally when you finally come here, and you have nothing in common, guys, at all. Believe me, I've heard lots of stories here of guys that never end up with the girl that they were talking to all that time, but end up with somebody else they met in the mall, met in the store, met on the street, met somewhere else. They were out, with the girl they met, and one of her cousins ended up being more compatible with them than the person they talked to for 6 months. So there is something to online. It works out a lot. It did for me. So I'm not saying that's a bad situation. But also what a good situation would be, if you're going to come for vacation, you're staying for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, as some guys have told me down in the comments. you might want to come by yourself and meet a girl when you're here in person, because then there's no better way to meet a person than in person, guys, because you're going to know if there's a chemistry, if there's a compatibility right away. Not only that, you get the option of dating more than one Filipina. Don't tie yourself into that one that you were talking to online, and then you come here and get off the plane and you see hundreds of thousands of Filipina girls, and you say, man, I should have waited to date first. So there's advantages to both ways, guys. If you're going to meet a girl online and you believe that's your soulmate, that's fine. But if you get here and there's no compatibility, and the guy that came and met the girl in person met the girl of his dreams because she was there in the mall and he took time and dated 3 or 4 or 5 Filipinas first. So there's no wrong way. It depends on what you think. What's your option, guys? So to answer the question of our subscriber, I'm not going to be long with this video, is that there's really not a wrong way. Is there a preferred way? I would say I was lucky to meet Junie Lee, and she happened to be just exactly what she portrayed online. And I was blessed, lucky and blessed to meet the girl of my dreams, my soulmate, and she was in person exactly what she portrayed online. That can happen, guys, but it doesn't always happen. So just food for thought. Some of you might want to come by yourself and date a few Filipinas. There's nothing wrong with that. Date some first. You got a month, you got 3 weeks. There'll be no end to dating, guys. You could go to the mall and meet Filipinas that would be willing to date you after you talk to them for a while. Somebody's cousin knows somebody. The hotel or the condo you're staying in, somebody knows somebody that is looking to date a foreigner. So you'll have no end to girls that want to date you. Believe me, in person. There's no shortage of Filipinas to date you. Those of you that feel more comfortable and you want to talk online first, that's nothing wrong with that, guys. Just don't send money to someone you haven't met yet. No matter how sad the story seems, just don't do it. That's the simple way to not get scammed. So that's what we wanted to talk about, and really, I really wanted to start the conversation to hear the comments from you guys, our subscribers, because you're very intelligent. A lot of you have been here before, and a lot of our subscribers got great information for the other subscribers that have not been here. So feel free to comment on that subject, online or in person. That's the question. What's the best way to meet a Filipino? This is William at Junie Lion Williams Adventures. Remember, we're looking for those that would want to join our channel. Down there, you could look at the different categories of membership. Each membership has perks, guys. Looking for more subscribers always to join our team. And give us a thumbs up so we can continue to share these videos. Guys, we appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting in advance. We'll see you next time at Junie Lion Williams Adventures. And we'll talk a little more about something else then. See you later, guys.